What's that sound? It's me forgetting to turn off the fan. Again. Hello, my makers and monsters. Welcome to the second video. I learned from last week's video, and today I have my mug of water on my table with me. This is probably one of my favorite mugs. It's not probably. It is one of my favorite mugs. It says, "Cryptids are gay culture." I don't know if you can read it through the phone if it's flipped or not. I got it off of Etsy. If I remember, I will link a link to that shop in the description because I use this mug all the time, and I have a matching crop top. Well, it was a t-shirt, but I turned it into a crop top. So I've got my show notes right here. So it has been a very bad week, to be honest, but I wanted to get some recording done today because I want to get into the habit of recording so that this actually takes off, / I actually continue to do it. So I wanted to record today, so here we go. Today is going to be a much quicker video than last week. What I'm going to do is show y'all some of the most common stitches that are used and also some of my favorite techniques that I will be using in this channel moving forward. So let's get to it. So I actually got through quite a lot of the beginning parts of the tutorial bit before I realized my mic was sitting on the ground and you probably couldn't hear me. So now we are starting this over. Today I am working with this lovely powder blue. My light's a little bit yellow today. There's a lot of smoke. It's a bit weird. So this lovely powder blue yarn, it is from Target. I don't think they sell it anymore, but it's just your standard worsted weight acrylic. And for today's tutorial, I am using this 4.5 millimeter hook. It doesn't have a logo. I don't know where I got it from. I've gotten hooks from a lot of places. I've been given hooks, but it's what we're going with today. So I'm going to start with the thing I learned from the beginning that I should move that out of the way because that's going to mess with my focus on my camera. So I'm going to start with the thing that starts off most projects unless you are using a magic circle, which is a slip knot. So the way I was taught to do slip knots, if I can get my hands low enough, you put the short end of your yarn over your palm, wrap it around the back of your thumb, and it's best, I find it's easiest to kind of grab it with my fingers, and then around the back of your thumb, and then around the back of your pointer finger, and then hold. So you flip your hand over, you go down your thumb, and grab the yarn, and I find it's easiest if you kind of slide it through that little dip there, twist it, grab this, and pull it through that loop. And that is how you do a slip knot. And then you kind of just tighten it to your hook, loosen it with that wide bit. And that is how you do a slip knot. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So after you do your slip knot, to start most projects, you do chains. To do a chain is very easy. You have your loop, you have your working yarn, which is this long yarn. You grab the working yarn, pull it through the loop. And this is a bit difficult to do looking at my phone instead of my actual work, so bear with me. We just grab it, pull through, grab it, pull through. And everyone kind of develops their own way that they hold their hands to do this. So you don't have to do it like mine, like the way that I hold mine. You can look at a bunch of people on YouTube and they'll all be holding it different ways. So just find the way that works for you, but the way I hold it is I hold the work between my thumb and my index finger, and I hold my working yarn between my middle finger and my ring finger, and I just grab and pull. So grab, pull, grab, pull. Sorry, I got off screen a little there. So I'm gonna say this is enough to do a working swatch and show y'all different stitches. So the first stitch I'm going to show y'all is a single crochet. So to do the single crochet, you have you've got all these little V's, right? So the first V from your hook is the first stitch. To do a single crochet, you start in the second stitch from your hook. So you just take the pointy bit and you put it through, I like to start through the bottom part of the V. There are some people that will have you flip it over and you've got these little bumps, bump, 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 and they'll have you put it through the bump. I prefer to put it through the bottom of the V. I think it leaves a cleaner edge. It's really up to you, but I'm going to be putting it through the bottom of the V. So you go to the second chain from your hook, 1, 2, put it through the bottom of the V, wrap your yarn or grab your yarn. I prefer to wrap my yarn. It doesn't really matter either way. You'll figure out your tension as you go. Pull it through once, grab it again, pull it through twice, put it in the bottom of the next V, put it through once, wrap it again, pull it through 2 loops. Into the bottom of the next V, grab your yarn, pull it through 1 loop, grab your yarn again, pull it through both loops. You just keep doing that. As far as your instructions say, I am going to be doing it to the end of the row, so I'm going to cut scene and be right back. Okay, I am back. I have single crocheted to the end of the row. I know most tutorials or people making videos would probably have like just sped up the time and showed them doing the whole row, but standing like this hurts my back. Probably because I decided to be a bit of a gremlin last night and I slept on the floor of my own volition. Anyways, so to start the next row, you chain 1 if you're going to single crochet. I'm actually going to show you a half double crochet, which is the next size up in stitches. So I'm going to chain 2 because I prefer to chain 2 for half doubles. You can also chain 1. This is also, by the way, what your finished row of single crochets will look like. So to start the next row, I've chained 2, and I'm going to turn the entire work. This is what the back of your single crochets will look like. So to do a half double crochet, for the second row of your work, you go usually through both V's, just like that. And I forgot part of it, sorry. To do a half double crochet, you wrap a piece of the yarn first, and then you go through the V's. And then you grab the yarn, pull it through the V, grab the yarn, and pull it all 3 loops on your hook. Move the yarn back. I should really be using my yarn bowl. So wrap, put it through the V, grab, pull through 1 V, pull through all 3 loops, wrap, through the V, pull it through, wrap, pull through all 3 loops, wrap, through the V, wrap, through the V, wrap, through all 3 loops. Okay, so I'm going to cut scene again so I can finish this sitting down. Okay, I am back. I have done my second row and I've already chained my 2 for the next row. So my tension, you can see on this end, it's kind of expanding out a bit. My tension is a bit off with how I'm standing and working because I don't usually work with my arms at this angle. Also, when the way I crochet, I prefer to have my chain 2 when I turn it. Some patterns and pattern makers will have that chain count as a stitch. I don't particularly like doing that. For me, for my attention, it tends to just be a little not even on the edges. So I just always never count the chains. So the next stitch I'm going to show you is a double crochet. It is the last basic stitch that I use most commonly. And it starts like a half double crochet. So you wrap it, you go through the V, you wrap it again, pull through the V, but instead of pulling through all 3 loops for a double crochet, you'll pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, wrap it again, pull the last 2 loops on the hook. So wrap through the V, around, pull through the V, wrap through 2 hoops, wrap through 2 loops, wrap through the V, pull through the V, wrap 2 loops, wrap 2 loops. And if you give me a second, I will pull out my pamphlet again. So I've pulled out my thing. This is what I use to teach me how to do it, and it shows you all of the loops and what you're doing step by step. So that's it in picture form. I'm going to do one more. So wrap through the V, wrap, pull up, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2, and we will cut to me finishing this row. Okay, I am back. So I finished the row, and then I chained and started the next row. So that is what your finished row of double crochet will look like. So I have already chained and oh, I've made a mess. There we go. Chained and turned. So now I'm going to show you how to do an increase. Increases are very easy. You do your stitch like normal through the V, wrap, pull up, wrap, pull up, wrap, pull up, double crochet. But then you do the next stitch in this same V. So wrap, so there's your stitch, there's the V it's in. Go into the same V, and then do a second stitch. And that's the same no matter what stitch you're working on. And then when you finished your stitch, you can see it's more V-shaped in the same stitch than this one is. So the next thing I'm going to show you is a decrease. So you begin your stitch like normal, wrap, but when you go through the V, twist your hook and go through the next V, and then complete your stitch like normal, pulling through both V's as if it's the same V. So pull through both V's, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. And that is what that will look like. So you've got your single stitch, your increase, your decrease, where it's just combined these 2 stitches on the bottom, so you will have 1 less stitch on top. So I'm actually going to pull both of those out. There we go. And show you how I like to do ribbing, which is front post, back post. So double crochet, start your stitch, but instead of going through this V, you go through, and I always get, see, I still reference this because I get confused on which one is the front post and which one is the back post. I just referenced my book because I always get confused which way is which on the post. So you start your double crochet like normal, and then instead of going into this V, you're going to go around the back of the stitch and push that entire post forward. If you're pushing the post to the front, that is a front post double crochet. So you just, from that point, pretend it's a normal post, a normal stitch, and you make your stitch, And then your finished stitch pushes this post forward. And if you do the opposite on the next stitch, so we've got our front post here, so on this stitch we go through the back, go around the post, push it backwards, and then complete the stitch. It pushes this stitch backwards. So this one pushed it forwards, this one pushed it backwards. That will create ribbing, which, you know, is what you often find on the bottoms and the sleeves and the collars of sweaters. And that makes this part extra stretchy. So it'll stretch down to whatever you're fitting it, like the end of your sweater does. So the last thing I wanted to show y'all is front loop, back loop, which is I'm going to do this in a single crochet because it's just easier. So you go through back loop, instead of going through the whole V, you just go through the loop. See, V, back loop. And front loop is you go through the front. I don't typically tend to use front loop, back loop all that often. The only time I ever really use it is if I am doing some sort of stuffy and I've got a circle and I want to have a defined edge to that circle when I go up. So those are all of the stitches that I wanted to show you today. Give me 1 second. Okay, note to self, record the intros and the outros at the same time because it is annoying to reset the camera. So I have just finished showing y'all all of the stitches. Hopefully the video was clear. If it was not, sound off in the comments and let me know so that I can make changes as necessary. I thought it was clear, but I also have been crocheting for a while, so I knew what it was supposed to look like. I don't really have anything else written for the end of this video, so that is how I do most of my stitches, and that is most of the stitches that I will be using in all of the pieces that I show you. If I use a different stitch, I will show you all, of course, how to do that at the beginning of that video before I start in on the project. So this is going to be the next video up. Oh, I did want to talk about the uploading schedule. I have the next couple of videos planned out and everything is ready for them to be, all I need to do is film and upload and edit, of course. But, Sorry, just lost my tongue for a second there. I've planned it out in a way that I think it would be easiest to learn new stitches, starting with single crochet, and then how to do increases and decreases in a work, still using single crochet, and then from there adding different stitches. So the stitches learning in actual use will be in a different order than in the video that I just showed you. So be prepared for that, know that, I guess. So I will edit this and upload this, and I will see you all next time. Stay safe, do what you need to do to take care of yourself, and remember, you're always welcome here, whether you're a fabulous creature or just plain fabulous. Rory decided to not come out of hiding for the video. Usually he hears me recording and he comes out. So I thought I would come show y'all the monster that hides under my bed. I had the remote backwards.